messed it up. How was that for intro music?
That's pretty sweet.
I can play it louder.
I don't.
It
probably
turn
picked.
or turn the mic around.
It picked it up a little bit. But hi and welcome to the Blurksick podcast. I'm here, and that's all that matters.
Wow.
Because it's my birthday. But Sam's here.
Hi. Happy birthday to Frank.
Oh, thanks, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Jake with legs is here.
I'm here.
Hi, Jake. So glad you can make it.
Hello,
and oh my God, Jimmy's here.
What's up?
Hi. What's going on?
I was waiting for some ridiculous name, you know.
Jimmy Bones.
You had Jake with legs over there.
Have you been keeping up with the news lately?
Vaguely.
Oh, Jesus.
What? You're not a
Jake.
fan? What?
Huh?
That was a joke. I get it now.
What?
Over the head.
Oh God, what do I even want to start out with? This world is a weird fucking place. Would you or would you not agree?
Do you know what world is a weird fucking place?
What?
The World in the 100.
No one's watching that TV show.
It's a good TV show. You should totally watch it.
I'm not watching that right now.
I'm addicted.
I was kind of excited. They just released Iron Fist 2.
Have you checked it out yet? I haven't checked it out.
I haven't.
Yeah. I don't know. I
You
was
did?
told.
They just
Did you
released it.
see
I missed that.
Luke Cage season 2?
Yeah.
They kind of had an episode where they kind of made over the new Iron Fist. Like, because the old Iron Fist would walk around just going, I'm the immortal Iron Fist. And it's like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, everyone.
he did tell everybody, didn't he?
Everybody. Like,
He
it
didn't even
didn't
try
matter.
to keep it a secret.
Right.
That's not how you're supposed to do it.
Who are you? I'm the immortal Iron Fist. Okay, thanks, dude. Shut up.
He
Like,
just
what the hell
walks
does
in
that mean?
He walks in the door. It's his first line. No one even asked.
Right, right. So where you been? I killed a dragon. Shut up, dude. Dragons don't exist.
Oh my God. Sam and Jimmy got a puppy.
We did. We got a puppy. A Daniff or a Daniff or whatever you want to call it.
It's tiny now, but it's supposed to get fucking huge.
It's a hybrid between a Great Dane and an English Mastiff. So, rough estimate weight is around 115.
115? Rough estimate? What?
Rough estimate.
rough-
Get up to like 150.
Rough.
No,
Rough
some of them
estimate?
can get up to 200, but they don't want them to be more than 130 because then they start having a lot of hip problems and joint problems. They're
Got it.
too big for their bodies.
So like everybody else, you know, make sure they're not obese.
Yeah.
Obesity's
like
got
But
to
they're
America.
gonna be like it looks like a Great Dane, but much thicker and awesome with giant mouth
Yeah.
and big teeth and scary.
Great.
But they're gentle giants. They're like a really, really good dog.
So
From
we
what
kinda
I
just got
from the
sidetracked.
research.
No, it
No,
doesn't
that's
matter.
where he wanted to go.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
I was
It's not important. Sam made a joke earlier. You want to have more people on than watch this show? Whatever!
Yeah, because we have 4 people on the show right now, so more than
Zing.
4 people have to watch. Otherwise, it's going to be hilarious.
It's my birthday.
Are you trying to plead with the people? Watch my show. It's my birthday. Should title it that.
Okay.
Watch
Title,
my show, it's
done.
my birthday.
Blurksick podcast number 3. It's my birthday.
So watch it, please.
Sold. We got the title down. Perfect. I was sometimes I come across posts or things on Tumblr or whatever that talks about shower thoughts or ideas. And it was talking
Oh,
about
yes.
how when you're in the shower and you're all relaxed, your brain goes to a different place and you're able to come up with like a
Better
solution
ideas.
to whatever your problem is. Like geniuses, this has happened to them, but that has never happened to me.
Sometimes you think about it in the shower and then you forget. My brain works best at night when I'm falling asleep, and then it starts running and I start thinking about all these things that are going to happen, and then I forget about it if I don't write a list.
I've never solved a problem when I was in the shower. The only thing that my brain's ever done is replay old stupid stuff I do, and then I just cringe, like full body, just like, oh, why did I do that when I was 11? Fuck.
I'm sure you solved some problems in the shower when you were 11.
Oh, had to go there. Huh? Get your mind out of the gutter. Speaking of
Hey,
solving,
I was thinking about what else happened in the bathroom.
That was like
That
a
was a
Peter
weird laugh.
Griffin laugh.
I don't know if that was an evil laugh or not. It was kind of
Peter-
weird.
No, it sounded like a female Peter Griffin there.
that
That's
was
exactly what it sounded like.
I mean, if you listen to this back, she kind of almost sounds like Lois. She was saying her voice was kind of nasally.
No, I don't. It's not that nasally.
Well, that kind of sounds.
Am I doing it now?
That's
Am I doing it now?
that's
Now you
like-
sound like Squidward.
I don't sound like no.
I don't know if you guys watched the
Jimmy's nasally.
I think you're trying to go through these topics a little
Sorry,
too fast.
sorry. Yeah, you're going too fast.
Her brain's getting caught up on one at a time
I
now.
was just trying to keep it rolling. I mean, if you got something to say, you go ahead.
Jimmy's nasally. He recorded some of his songs, and you can hear it.
You know, there's some thing going on with some S's on some of the stuff I record. And I know there's, like, if you have a big soundboard, there's a thing you have to adjust so you don't get so many of the, like the S's.
slur?
There's too many S's.
What are you doing with my dog?
What are you doing with the dog?
Why?
Because I haven't seen it.
Oh, because he
I'm
wanted
right
to hold
here.
it.
Oh, take the puppy.
He
She's
wanted-
not going to lay on the blanket. She wants to be warm.
He's like,
I will put the blanket on me, and you can lay on the blanket on me.
This puppy is
How about
like
this?
no more than 5 pounds.
Is that better?
it's super tiny and fragile.
It's super tiny, and I cannot imagine this dog getting to be 100 plus pounds.
It will, eventually, after it eats all your food.
After it eats about 300 pounds of food.
When they're full grown, they eat 4 to 5 cups of food a day.
Damn.
Yeah.
So I think it averaged out to about 30 pounds a week.
Yeah, we might have to check out that, like, Chewy.com.
Yeah.
Get on a food chain. Have them air crate in some food every couple days.
I got a friend that's on that. They order their stuff online. Actually, no, he was talking about doing it on Amazon or something like that.
Yeah, we're going to have to do some price checking on food.
Speaking-
Everybody that we've talked to about this dog told us that we're nuts for getting such a big
Oh no,
dog.
I totally agree. You're like, well, let's get a nice, reasonable dog. They're like, no, fuck that. Biggest dog ever. Let me get this giant mother.
Yeah, when I first told Frank about it, he was like, you know, typically the conversation goes, let's get a dog. Yeah, let's get a dog, but not too big. Yeah, we don't want a big dog that's too big. And you guys are like, fuck that. I want the biggest dog ever.
Complete
Yeah.
opposites.
That's exactly.
They're mental.
We're not mental. We like big cuddly animals.
Speaking of things that are too much, have you seen these 2 half-pound Reese's cups?
No.
Nice transition.
Have you seen? You haven't seen them?
No.
Yes, I have actually.
It's like 1 pound,
Yeah.
but each is a half a pound.
Yeah.
Who is that for?
Fat people.
Who is eating these?
Hungry people.
I like Reese's cups, but if you give me that much, I'm not gonna eat that. I don't
Me and
even want
Logan
to.
had
I gotta
Reese's
confess,
today.
I don't even.
bought one
I don't even-
last year.
Did you? What did you do with it?
Did you eat
And
it in
I
one
didn't eat
sitting?
it all, I'll tell you that.
Because that's like, those
No.
giant 1 pound cups to me, they just say,
Is
"Yeah,
it a
dude,
good
just
break-
ratio
you
of
break
chocolate
off a
and
piece.
peanut butter?
There's a lot more peanut butter, I think.
Yeah.
That's because it's like a regular cup, except
It's bigger.
too big, and there's more peanut butter in the middle than the
Right.
outside, right?
Honestly, when I bought it, I thought it was going to be a bunch of little Reese cups in this big pack.
But it
no,
wasn't.
It was 2
Oh.
big Reese cups. I was like, that's not what I wanted.
They're gigantic.
Oh,
Me
it's
and Logan
ridiculous.
had Reese's today. They're so delicious.
I like when my Reese cup is in the fridge and it's cold.
Yep.
Yeah, those
Yep.
are good too.
That is
I
the
like the
freezer
Reese
is
Easter
too
eggs.
much. It has to be the fridge. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Way too frozen.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I like freezer the peanut M&Ms.
I like freezer dark chocolate.
Freezer peanut M&Ms.
You know, I am kind of disappointed in Reese's though. I do not like their new like slogan, "Not sorry, Reese's," and they have a bunch of commercials out. We get like a few channels at work, so I see them all the time, and it's like, "Not sorry, Reese's.
Oh wow,
Not sorry
that's
for
incredible.
what?
Speaking of new slogans,
No.
Oh, Jesus.
have you seen Colin
Here
Kaepernick
it
being
is.
supported by Nike? What the fuck is going on? This place is weird. People are burning their shoes.
They're ruining their very expensive shoes and clothes.
It's kind of funny. Don't get me wrong. Like, I really don't even know where I stand on that. But
Just do it. You don't stand. You take a knee.
There was a guy beforehand
right?
who did this for abortion.
You take a knee.
Who is it? It was like
I have no idea.
Something.
He was
Well,
praised.
you know that he actually took the knee because he talked to a veteran.
That's what the thing.
who
That's what I
told him
heard. That taking a
that-
knee was more respectful than sitting down.
Yeah, because it is respectful to kneel. I don't understand why people think it's such a big deal.
Someone was saying some shit. They were saying that.
I saw a meme today
What?
that was like, sorry. That was talking like to soldiers and was like, or talking to the guy that was sitting or kneeling saying, all these people died for you and you need to stand. And on the background, it was a soldier saying all these people died for you, so you have the choice to sit or stand.
You serve the military, so we have freedom, and it's within your rights to peacefully protest something. That was the point of their sacrifice, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
This
It
too,
wasn't a peaceful protest. He just did it.
but it was
And then he got
it was
a lot of.
peaceful protest. And now he's being
I don't
sponsored by
think he
Nike.
thought that through at all. He
No,
just did
because it wasn't relevant, I don't think, for him to kneel or sit or either
And I don't even think he was that good
because
of a
of
player.
He wasn't a good player at all.
somebody getting killed by a
Not
cop.
not that I'm a football player or whatever.
I don't know. People just get very intense over things like
They do.
burning their shoes and their clothes.
What were
like,
we talking-
why is that?
It's
Who
very
cares?
intense. Yeah,
It's so
they were very
intense.
unhappy about their
Stop being so intense, people. Just-
sweatshop made shoes.
No, I didn't.
I did see
Travis-
that one too. Like,
Kids worked hard for those people.
40 cents a day.
I found it interesting though. I think it was Nike. Travis was doing like an economics thing about Nike. They only own one building in the United States.
Yeah.
Everything else is contracted out. They
Whoa.
actually
Yeah.
own nothing but the rights to the shoes. So they just like randomly go to countries and go, "Hey, I'll pay you X amount of dollars to make these shoes." Then the corporation or the company or whatever says, "Yeah, we'll do that," and they decide who they're gonna hire, how many they're gonna hire, and whatever, and go on further than that. But Nike just says, "I want X amount of shoes made by next year," and that's it. And so, legitimately, they save themselves a crap ton of money on property taxes for not owning any buildings.
Oh my god, they do save themselves money on that in other countries. They like go for
yeah,
the
but their shoes are $100 a piece.
like the military, they go for the lowest bidder.
That's right. We all know how that turns out. The lowest bidder.
Anyone here a fan of Alex Jones? You guys know Alex Jones?
No idea.
No.
You don't know?
Give me a reference.
Is it the porn guy that you showed us earlier?
I don't think every guy's that porn guy.
So he showed me this picture. He was like, "Yeah, there's this YouTuber," and I drew a picture of him and I sent it to him, and he showed me the link, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not watching this. It's about porn."
Okay. Okay. You got me in a pickle because he's not the porn guy, but I was going to bring up something about porn. Alex Jones, he's that fucking white maniac screaming into his microphone that they're killing babies and 9/11 was an inside job. He does the info wars, which is fucking ironic because all he spews is fucking nonsense. It's not really info. You don't the info.
He's that bald guy, right?
You can't see the quotations that you're doing over the sound
info wars.
Quotation, info, words, quotation. That's what Frank was trying to do.
It's not info.
Flying commas.
He's just fucking spouting nonsense.
Yeah, whoever didn't name those
They're
flying commas
turning
needs to go back and change that.
I know. We used to call them that in school, and our grammar teacher would yell at us all the time. Be like, whatever those are, the flying commas.
Flying commas.
Flying
Quotations.
commas.
Quotations.
It doesn't make any sense, though.
Whatever. What do we want to talk about?
I don't know.
Bunny
You
ears?
don't tell us anything until we get on there.
That's because you kill everything I have to say.
You use 100 words to say something that you could say in 10 words.
No, I don't. My craft is crafty.
Frank likes drawing a picture, so he uses words to do so.
Yeah, with my
Yeah,
mouth.
he took 10 minutes to
Paint
tell
me a
Jake
picture
about
with
his
your
game
words.
where he blew somebody up with the
Do you
car.
guys play PUBG? Oh my
Oh,
god.
Jesus.
My god, that game's so amazing. Today, I killed a guy by blowing up a car.
There you go. Good job. It took him 10 minutes to tell that story. If you
I was painting a masterful picture like Picasso.
And we wonder why the world is so violent.
No, video games help people feel accomplished and lets that anger and stress out.
I think
Yeah.
it's conflicting. I think the actual studies are conflicting on that. It's like the same thing with like a pillow fight, for example.
Okay, so you want to
Pillow
talk
fight,
about...
is that relieving stress or is that causing
that
more aggression?
causes
Yeah,
problems.
but you're actually
because the pillow fight
engaging in
starts
a
off
physical
nice,
action. The
but
video
at the
game,
end of it,
you
you're
just,
always hitting too hard.
you don't. Yeah, you definitely start off light and then you end by
Yeah, because you get
like,
mad.
Mom.
Stuff starts getting broken.
Next thing you know, a hairbrush gets thrown through a window.
Yeah, it doesn't
You're
end
not
in a
allowed to watch
pillow
Ninja
fight.
Turtles no more.
It ends
Dang
with
it.
smothering somebody with a pillow.
Yeah, I watched Ninja Turtles all through my childhood. I never had to,
His
say that.
brother
You know
loves
what?
Ninja
The
Turtles.
Ninja Turtles helped me learn how to patch walls
Dude, I love the Ninja
with
Turtles.
drywall
myself.
work.
Drywall work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Threw my brother through the wall. He threw me through a wall, or not through it, obviously, but just like
Tackled each other.
tackled ourselves into the drywall, and then had to patch the drywall, and it was a learning experience, but also a punishment at the same time. Well rounded. Yeah.
I did a
Well
lot.
rounded.
I did a lot of.
I accept that punishment.
I
Thank
did.
you.
I did a lot of shitty drywall work in my house. I was still in high school. My dad had me do a lot of drywall. If you go and look at it right now, you can see cracks. It's
You
not
should
very
have done
good.
a better job.
I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
You should have tried harder. Frank.
He's just like, here, do this, or you get yelled at. I'm like, okay. Boop, 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 boop. Fake it till you make it, right?
Did a lot of
Or
that,
till the
didn't
walls fall down.
They're not gonna fall down. They're just a little cracked. You can see the seams.
A couple more screws,
It's fine.
it'll stay up.
All else fails, duct tape.
Do you guys know who Elon Musk is?
Heard the name before.
Yeah.
He is the smart fucking guy that's gonna make tunnels all over the place and build rockets, and he made the Tesla.
Alright.
Does that sound familiar?
The car?
Yeah, the Tesla, the car. Yeah, the Tesla car, the electric
Okay,
car.
I'm gonna say, wait a minute. Okay.
That's his company.
Now we're going into
Tesla.
science, and I'm talking Tesla, and I'm thinking.
He's like this
something
crazy inventor guy that can't stop inventing things. He wants
Props to him.
He wants to build fucking tunnels.
I want to invent something.
He says he can't turn his brain off. He was on the Joe Rogan podcast the other day, and they were talking about flamethrowers. Do you know that he sold in 4 days 20,000 flamethrowers?
Why?
To whom?
Whoever would buy them first.
So there's probably a place where there's a bunch of beehives going on right now, and they're like, we need flamethrowers.
I mean, they could be. This guy's like making cars and rockets. Then out of whim, he's like, wait, I want to make a flamethrower real quick.
Selling it to the British Columbia when they're trying to burn the other person's crops.
It could be. Maybe.
You
Yeah,
should
there's
really
a-
watch The 100.
Maybe they wanted flamethrowers to make some, fire, warm heat up the house.
Nobody
They
uses
have
flamethrower
sonic
to do
guns.
that.
Just have like a
That will,
flamethrower
like,
in your
disintegrate
fireplace.
you.
Like, my fireplace doesn't work anymore, so I bought this flamethrower. Like, it's just,
The chimney's throwing out fire.
That's
you know how
just
sweet that would be?
that's just
like,
it's dangerous.
just driving
is
down the
very
street,
dangerous.
you see flames shooting out of a
You
chimney,
would think
like,
there's a problem in that house.
right? What
The
the
house
hell?
is on fire.
I thought my neighbor's house was on fire last winter because it was like the sun was out, so it was warm, and their roof was steaming from the cold. I was like, oh my god, I think the neighbor's house is on fire.
Cool
What?
story.
Bro.
You guys are all staring at me like I'm crazy. Whatever.
Happiness is reality minus expectations.
Yeah.
You think that's the case?
Don't
Comparison.
get him on the subject of happiness.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Say that again.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
That's right, because you
Let's
shouldn't
say
compare
that.
yourself to everybody
Yeah,
or
but
everything.
how are you not supposed to do that?
See, that's
Because you got to live in your life in your moment. You have no idea where they are in their life.
But I have no
that's
idea
interesting
what's
too,
going on.
because like scientifically speaking, like from the very beginning when you're a baby, your
No.
brain defines then compares, defines then compares.
Right.
So like the first time you see like a four-legged
And you
animal, and
start-
you're like, oh, that's a dog. But then you see a horse, and you're like, look, mom, a dog. And you're like, no, that's a horse, and you gotta be like changed
We
because you gotta
are
define and compare.
I agree with Jimmy.
we form who we are by mimicking the people around us, by comparing to what other people do. Babies form speech, they walk around, they do the same thing as the father or whatever. Like, he's so like you. Of course he's like you, because he's comparing his whole self to be just like you. Did you know that there was a dog lady?
Logan's a lot more like me.
That's because he spends more time with you. Of course he's more like you. That makes sense. That proves my theory. You're proving my theory.
Yeah, but the only problem you have there is that you have role models in your life, and those come and go, and you choose which traits that you like from those role models.
Well, I mean, once you get older and mature enough, once you're like 21, then you can change.
You make those decisions early on in life.
Yeah, I agree. I think you make them way earlier than that. You choose what you like and what you don't like. For example, if somebody grows up in an abusive relationship...
Yeah, but do you consciously do this, or does it just happen organically?
I think it's
organic. I think it might be 50... It might be some of each, but I think typically it just depends on...
I would say it depends on the trait.
It depends on the person.
It does depend on the person.
Because the person can take a bad trait from one person but look up to another.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's a conscious...
And there's so many outside
I guess if you're asking that
influences.
question, like, is that a conscious decision? What they choose to accept and what they don't choose to accept.
Yeah.
Now you're kind of getting a little further into that, but like...
We're digging deep down into the
choose,
psychosis of people right now.
Did you choose to be like the person you want to be?
I don't fucking know. I don't even know who I am anymore.
No, you watched your dad and said, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to yell all the time. I don't want to be yelled at all the time. So you were quiet and tried.
What was that, nurture or was that nature?
Both.
That
you
was
can't
not
have one
nurture.
without... No, it
what
was.
I'm saying is,
it was nurture.
It
was a negative nurture, but he learned from it.
But was it my natural...
adapted.
Was it my brain's way of perceiving that allowed that to happen? Because people perceive things differently.
That is true.
Becomes your reality.
If he's yelling at you, is in someone's way is their way of trying to teach you a lesson, yes. But in your way of trying to accept that lesson is how your brain perceives his yelling.
True.
Not...
Because you have the kids that got yelled at their entire life and listen. And you got the kids that got yelled at their entire lives and become the person that yelled at their kids.
I read that the strict parents raise the best liars.
That's true.
Yeah, because
you learn how to lie very young.
Kids have to lie to get away with things, and that is the only way they're going to get away with it.
Yeah.
See,
I got away with so much shit
that
when I was young because my mom's so strict.
Like the more
so
strict
you're trying
you
to
are,
say you're
the
the
more
best
you're
liar?
inclined to lie in that sense.
I'm a decent liar. Well, I used to be a decent liar. I'm actually a pretty bad liar.
My parents weren't strict
But I
at
learned
all.
how to lie to my mother. But I can't lie to him. Mainly because he has special skills.
I have skills.
He does.
I don't know who you are, but I possess a very particular set of skills.
And I will find you.
He
If you don't know the reference.
He'll look at me
Look it
sometimes and I'm like, I'm not lying. Okay. No, I swear I'm not lying. Why do I feel like you think I'm lying? I don't know. Why do you think I think you're lying? I don't know, because you're looking at me like that. He makes me paranoid.
It's psychosis.
Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not after you.
That's true.
That sounds like a paranoid statement.
That's exactly what that is.
Okay, I'm just gonna slip this in. We're talking about human behavior.
Where's this one gonna go?
There was this experiment based on isolation. Now, one of the big things they do in prison is they isolate prisoners, and they say this is the worst thing ever, not to be able to be around people and talk to them and like have a family or group. And they're saying, I mean, it's kind of inhumane to do that. That we're by nature social creatures. That's how we evolved to where we are right now. So they did an experiment where they had a person. I can get through this. Person. Am I being too wordy? What?
Well, I didn't
What's
say
that
nothing.
look?
I didn't say nothing. I was seeing how much you had to drink so far because you're
Purdy.
Stuttering earlier too, so don't take offense to it.
I lost my train of thought.
There was a person, they were doing a study on isolation. Maybe you are using too many words because you can't remember what you were saying.
What was the study about?
They had a button. They called it the isolation button. You press the button, it shocks you. So they had the person press the button, and they were like, ow, I'm not going to do that again. But then they took that same person, put them in a room alone with just a button, no stimulation, no internet, no magazines, no TV, no nothing. Just them and the button they said they would never press again.
And they pressed it.
And they pressed it after like less than 5 minutes because they're like, some stimulation is better than nothing, which I thought was kind of fascinating. And
you know what? I feel like 50% of those people were probably like me, like, maybe that button opens the door. I knew that was the wrong idea.
I don't know. If I was in prison, I don't know if I would mind being in isolation because I don't want to be around a bunch of murderers.
See, it depends
that
on
are
the type
going to
of
get
isolation.
their toothbrush shivs
If you're
and stab me in the shower.
Stimulated and isolated, I think people are heading that way now with like technology. People would rather stare at their phone. They're stimulated, but they're isolated.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got enough stimulation that it doesn't matter. Like
But I think it does matter.
I've been isolated all week. I have the internet.
In the same situation of what Frank was talking about.
I've been
if
just
you
fine.
are not stimulated by a single thing, you're sitting in a room by yourself, but nothing but a button.
That's guaranteed to hurt
It's
you.
drawing curious.
I could
your
totally last
curiosity.
more than 5 minutes with a button that's going to
I
shock
should say
me.
I could probably do that too, but
I don't think
Like I
you
said,
can.
I'd say a
feel
couple
like,
days.
I feel like me, like,
Why
I
would
would
you?
probably try to press it
You
one more
can
time.
go more than
just to
5
get the
minutes
door to
without
open. If it
stimulation
didn't open, I'd be like,
or talking to somebody.
well, in your brain you're probably thinking, if I shock myself enough, they're gonna think I win. That door's gonna open. Yeah.
It would make sense if they did it where you had to push the button and you would get shocked, but you would be able to talk to somebody for like a minute after.
That wasn't the study. The study was.
But that would make more sense. Like, push the button and then you can talk to somebody, and then it would like drive them to get that stimulation.
Well,
to be social.
To be social.
But the guy still pressed the button.
Well, that was stupid.
Well,
Why
then they
would you
still
do
did it.
that?
Because they're
To
lonely.
prove that we crave
You can't get that
stimulation
lonely over 5
more.
minutes.
See, I don't think the 5 minute thing is accurate. There's no way.
Yeah, there's no way. Why would it only take 5 minutes?
again, I totally pressed
I
the button
could
within
sit-
5 minutes.
Why?
Trying to open the door.
You don't.
Stuck on it. He's
Fuck.
pushing that button.
I'll recreate this goddamn experiment. We're gonna lock you in a room.
Go ahead.
You don't understand. You don't get anything.
I don't care.
You don't get anything.
I will do it.
No
Wow,
magazines.
But you have to
Hold
deal
on.
with Logan.
No internet.
The
You have
premise
to
of
deal
this
with
whole
Logan.
this premise of this whole experiment's been explained to her. Now her stubbornness is going to prevent her from pressing it.
Well, the stubbornness is not going to matter because she's not going to be in a prison situation. If you're in a
True.
prison situation where you're going to be locked up, where you know that you're not going to get out of there, it's going to be different from being locked in a room by yourself where my husband is going to be outside that room if I cry out to him that I'm dying. It's going to be a different situation.
You might. I think
If-
she would. Based on what you're saying, her stubbornness. She's like, I'm not pressing this goddamn button. I will die before. Yeah, no, I believe that. You're right. She'd probably win.
Yeah.
I would
Just to
last
prove you're
at
wrong.
least a day until I was starving, or thirsty. Can I have water?
Yeah, you can have
In
water.
the same situation of that stimulus, if you're
Can I have a
prison.
bathroom?
Just bread and water in a bucket.
Okay.
if you're sitting in there and
I'll
there's no
last a week.
stimulation for a long time, and you're thinking, if I don't push this button, nothing's gonna happen. But now I'm hungry.
Now see, I'm a little contradicting on this too, because I don't know about you guys, but I have a nothing box in the brain. I literally can go and stare at nothing, and I feel retarded. Like drool's rolling down my face, and I'm like, what happened in the past hour and a half? Like, I'm pretty sure I would just space out for a long period of time, long enough.
The main thing that fucks with people is
Is it a dark room?
it's lit.
Okay.
It's not a dark room, but the thing is, it never goes dark.
Isn't that what isolation is in prison anyway?
They had a prisoner that they talked to that served time, and there was a light on. He said that light's on the
And it
entire
buzzes.
time. It never changes. You get no indication of night and
Or
day.
day or anything else, right?
And that's what really fucks with people in isolation, is not knowing what it is. They say after 3 days, your internal clock is completely screwed up. You end up sleeping for 10 hours, staying awake for 36. It gets completely fucked.
Well, see, I feel like a lot of people on third shift, if you work alone, like I worked alone for 2 years at the water plant that I worked at. So for 2 years, like I slowly became less and less dependent on stimulation from other people. And don't get me wrong, like there were times where I would like call somebody, when I'm driving to work, like, Travis, I need a Wilson ball, to stick at the chair next to me just to talk to or something, because I'd get bored, but like...
Wilson!
Yeah, right? Like, but I got less and less talkative. Didn't really want to talk to people. Like, it took me a while to kind of come back to that. Now that I'm on day shift and night shift, I get a little bit of both. But
12 hours. That's
think about it. You would call me all the time, right? And my first reaction would be like, I'll let it go to voicemail and see what he wants. Then I'll call him back. Like, I just wasn't answering phone calls that often anymore. Most of the time, I was busy. I wasn't ignoring your phone call.
He was totally ignoring you.
Lies.
But I'm just saying, like, it wasn't just you. It was like everybody. Like, if a phone rang, like, it was the last thing I wanted to do was pick it up.
Right, no, I understand that whole
Isolation leads to
aspect
more
of stuff.
isolation.
Isolation,
I'm
no, it does.
isolated a lot. I'm at home with Logan.
You're not isolated. You got a 5-year-old.
You have your stimulus. It's called a 5-year-old.
Isolation
I don't
does
have any
lead to
adult
more
communication.
isolation. I can attest to that by Jake tried to get me to go camping the other day.
Jake called me to try to get Frank to go camping
I
with
didn't want to
him.
go.
I didn't call.
I didn't want to
Called
go.
the second time.
I spent way too much time alone.
Okay,
and then
message to me.
He's like, why don't you just come to another state and hang out with my family? I'm like, that's too much for me. I don't know if I could do that at
I was
this
totally
point.
confused by that. She's like, he messaged me, then I messaged him back, and I was like, he said he don't like messages, so then I called him. He's like, what are you calling me for?
He did.
What?
He was like, why are you... He didn't even say hello. It was, why are you calling me? I was like...
I was so unexpected. I was expecting a phone call.
I don't know. You said you hate texting. I thought that's what you wanted me to do.
Because I can't get everything I want to say out in the text
He's
message.
like, no, I'd rather text. And I'm like, okay.
So then your response is just
I
hang
guess
up
I'm
and
gonna
go
hang
back
up.
to texting.
See,
Yeah, so I was like, okay, well then I'm going to hang up.
But
Okay.
the barrier had already been broken.
So then I hung up and I texted him back and I was like, okay, you're weird. And then he calls like 2 minutes later. I'm like, why are you calling me now?
see, I called because she called me on this Facebook thing, and I had no idea how people were doing that to me. So then I saw the key, and I was like, does that work? And I pushed it, and I called her, and it worked, and then we were talking again. It was weird.
Yeah,
She-
Frank was really
She's done it
upset.
to me twice.
Frank was really upset that me and Jake were talking because he thought that I was replacing him, which I wasn't. And I told him I don't even have Jake's number,
So
which I still don't. Me and Jake only talk over Facebook.
you were talking about buttons. I read this article the other day.
Where did you go? Where are you going with buttons?
You were pressing a button. I was trying
The
to...
buzzing
Oh,
button.
the buzzing button.
Yeah, you were talking about buttons. It just reminded
How
me...
much have
of
you
buttons.
had to drink?
Less than you.
Anyway, the article was kind of interesting. It brought up something that I kind of suspected, but never really actually put two and two together. And I think they were talking about how many of those pedestrian buttons actually don't work. That they literally keep around just so that you feel
What?
like you have control.
They don't work?
Yeah,
No,
like
they
were
don't
saying
work.
like in the state of New
Sons
York.
of bitches.
It's
There
off
was-
the sensors on the road.
Don't quote me on it or anything, but they were saying like in the state of New York, like only like out of thousands, only like 30 of them actually worked in the entire like area.
Okay, I'd like
You
to
know.
build off that just a slight bit that I read the other day. Not the other day. I don't know the fuck I read it, but it was talking about a guy
Sometime between the other day and last year.
right that invented like stop signs, road signs, yield signs. Never got a driver's license. Why are you mocking my hand gestures?
Because nobody can see them, but you're still doing it.
We can see them, Jake.
That's fucking ironic, isn't it? Everything I think I know is a goddamn lie, and everything is the opposite of what everything is. The guy
How's
that
it a
invented
lie,
the,
though?
the stop sign never got his driver's license because
Because
he was
terrified.
terrified of cars, so he invented the signs for we wouldn't kill each other. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Good
This
for
world
him.
is crazy.
That's
smart.
smart.
Jinx.
But it's an intelligent
Jinx,
thing.
you owe me a drink.
I can't move.
Aww.
Oh, you got screwed.
I got
There's
an
an
adorable,
adorable
reason on my lap.
Puppy. Goddamn
Can
puppy.
I have my puppy now?
No, you had the puppy all day.
All day.
What do you want?
Jake, will you go get me a drink?
I'm getting myself one, so I suppose I can do it for you.
Thank you, dear. Oh, and the opener. You gotta open it. It's not twisted. What?
We don't have to whisper anymore.
Yeah, no, the door was open. Logan's sleeping.
Jesus.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Did you lay with him?
No?
Typically, you lay with him.
No.
Okay.
No, I told him I put the dog in there, but he had to go to sleep. He said, okay, he didn't ask me to lay with him. He doesn't have my phone.
That you know of. Oh, there you go.
What now?
I don't know. You went through everything really quick. Typically, when it's just Frankie and I, we slow. We go through everything and we talk about
I didn't
it.
get through everything
Now
yet.
he's just like bam, bam, bam.
I didn't get through anything yet. Do you want to talk about Spider-Man 3?
No,
Why not?
I don't know. Because you wanted to.
Thank you.
Oh my god. Drinking water like a... What? I'm sorry, there's so much downtime right now.
Thank you.
Jake-
We're getting drinks. Thank you.
Server of your choice.
I'm wearing a Spider-Man shirt my mom got for me for my
Damn it.
birthday.
Oh, did you just get it today?
Yes, for my birthday.
I swear I've seen that shirt before. Don't you have a shirt just like it?
The new
Or a hoodie
Spider-Man
or something?
t-shirts.
No, I do. I have like 3 Spider-Man shirts, maybe 4. This one makes 5.
It's a new version.
What are you gonna be for Halloween? Halloween's coming up.
I'm not being anything for Halloween.
Why not?
Frank's gonna be Frank.
Being
Scary enough.
You
isolated.
know, you were talking about Spider-Man though. Did you read anything about most of the Avengers contracts being up now?
Yeah.
So they're talking about replacing them, or like
Did
some
you-
of them are just
They
walking
can't
away.
replace them.
Did you
Like
guys
Chris
see?
Evans is walking away.
Did
He's
you
done
guys see
from
the
being.
Infinity War? Did you guys
Yes.
see
Yes.
that?
Yes,
Did you see that, Jake?
Yes.
Wasn't that great?
it was.
Dude,
It
it
was
was
an awesome movie.
it was jam-packed with superheroes, yet it wasn't too much.
See,
Right?
I felt like it was too much.
I loved it.
No, well, see that you can't be too much for the Infinity Wars though, because that is the biggest war that ever happened.
No,
it's
it
not
was
about
really
being too
stupid
much.
that they couldn't get the glove off Kronos.
They
They were
needed-
like right there.
They needed a movie in between the movie, is what I felt like, because all it was for like the first half an hour was people meeting people, and you have no idea how they even knew each other. Like,
Yeah.
how the heck did
And
you
why
know,
they were so pissed at
the
each
Black
other.
Panther know Chris Evans, or know Captain America?
Well,
there was no segue
it's
between
because
them.
he knew. No,
What are you talking about? They
because-
knew him from the Civil War. The Black
Yeah,
Panther
you
knew
have to
who-
watch the whole
who-
series of
the
Marvel.
Black-
See, I'm
Well, we
kinda
watched the Black
Panthers-
Panther.
I'm kind of piecing together the Civil
The
War.
Black Panther knew Captain America from Captain America Civil War. Like, what are you talking about?
No,
And
no, no,
Bucky
no, no.
was living there.
Okay, yes, he knew the Black Panther, but he didn't know like the whole crazy city behind
And they
the
gave
Black
him-
Panther.
He
Yeah, he
did because
did.
at the
Yeah, he
end of the
did.
movie of
Yeah,
Civil
he did.
War, he
Maybe I'm
brought
missing a piece.
he brought Bucky
Maybe we
to.
didn't see Civil War.
Oh, you're right. Okay, so I am missing pieces.
They
Yeah.
gave him a new.
It's been too long between
What-
the movies.
Yeah,
I could
between
watch
them
again.
years, yes, I get that.
What's the medal that Wakanda
I thought-
has?
Adamantium?
No, it's not. It's
That's Wolverine's.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, that's Wolverine.
I knew that was one of those made
No,
up
in
medals.
Black
I'm trying to-
Panther. What
vibranium.
Vibranium.
Yeah,
It's called
vibranium.
Dude, I want some vibranium swords or something. Dude, that black. If I were to have a costume, I would totally take the Black Panthers. Like, his is dope, yo. Why are you rubbing me?
Because I hate you with my turn.
She tried lighting you on fire, but she put you out. She was nice.
Sorry.
The Black Panther's costume is dope, though, right? He,
Right, yes. But you're not black.
he eats a flower. He has this cool costume. Whatever. I can be like the White Panther. or
So-
That's
whatever.
not a thing.
Frank, go eat a flower out there. I want to see what happens.
But that costume is sweet. I would love
Don't
to
start
wear it.
another
That'd be
challenge
great.
for these kids.
Well, we have a Winter Soldier costume if you would like it.
Do I have to cut my arm off? Because I will.
I mean, you don't
Whoa.
have to, but if you want
No,
to.
you don't have to cut your arm off. It's just like a pullover thing. Whoa.
I-
Whoa.
This is not 127 hours, all right? I can use a chainsaw. I don't want a dull knife.
You don't need a chainsaw. Is
Everyone
gonna be
needs a
worse than my
chainsaw.
dull knife because it's not dull.
Yeah, chainsaw would totally
First
be
off,
worse.
if you're gonna get it removed, we live in a modern technology. Just go ask them to lop it off.
No, no,
Somebody's
no.
gonna need
Give
an arm.
me a samurai sword and I will lop it off for you.
I don't know if I trust you.
No.
I have a couple
No,
of
That
those.
was
We
a
can
little
make
too
this
high.
happen.
Let's get a
Oh,
guillotine.
sorry.
I want a guillotine. Guillotine. So
I could totally do
all
that
you have to
too.
do is let go of it and it just falls. Itself.
Did
Okay.
you hear about that conspiracy theory? I don't know if it's true or not. I heard the conspiracy theory about like the government bought like 20,000 guillotines
Mhm.
back in the day.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Whoa.
But if it is, why?
I've never heard of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard it before. It was like a conspiracy theory that I heard of, and I don't even know if it's true or not. Like I said, it was just like some leaked document showed that the government bought like 20,000 guillotines that are in some warehouse somewhere. And I
Why?
was like, what the hell do they need those for?
Why would they need those?
Right. That's what
Maybe
I'm
so other
questioning.
people can't use them.
When's the last time
Yeah,
they
but they're
even,
not destroyed.
When's the last time they even used the guillotine to like execute somebody?
Right.
A really long time.
Like 1,000 years ago?
19
Not that long.
or 1820, something like that.
But
Nobody's
I did
using that.
read it. I did read it, and they were trying to make like a religious connection there about the end of times, and they were talking about like the guillotine would be a way that the devil then would kill people. But I'm just like, if it's true, my question really in the government's aspect was, what was the purpose of those 20,000 guillotines? Like, what do you need them for?
See, we would never actually know because throughout the times there's probably been highly religious people in the government who are they're buying those things to be like, all right, we have to stock up on them, and then throughout the times they're probably sitting in a warehouse and nobody knows about them. But
at the same time, like, if you had 20,000 guillotines just laying around, wouldn't you just like get bored one time? Like, I want to chop this watermelon.
Like a warehouse.
Maybe they do.
Like
hey, the people that guard them do.
Like somebody's got to be guarding this.
Like the warehouse in Indiana Jones.
Exactly. That's what
Could you imagine having that job? What's your job? Oh, I guard guillotines.
No, see,
you can't tell people.
Yeah, part of the government. Oh,
God.
CIA.
Rookie mistake. Get out of here.
Jesus
Christ.
That's why I don't work for the government, because I would tell everybody.
Just because you're a bad liar. you can't lie. What do? Nothing? With the crazy looking face?
No, I can lie. I'm a good liar. I'm a good liar.
Sorry,
just
puppy.
not
I know,
to
that
you.
was scary.
I can lie. Shut
Choosing
up.
not to is a better
I
quality.
didn't say anything. You told me to
Just
shut up.
Speaking of speaking of wait, I can segue. Hold on. Speaking of harming oneself for no apparent reason, you guys a fan of Jackass? Do you remember Jackass?
I remember it, but
You said segue in my mind
Is
like
it?
the Paul Blart Mall Cop. Just segue.
That's not what I was talking about.
I know, I'm sorry. You were just trying to segue. and
I like
go
watching
into
other people do stupid things to hurt themselves. I don't really like to hurt myself.
A fan of Jackass?
No.
Yes, I was when it first started coming out, and then they started getting way
And
too
then
weird.
Yeah, they went way too far.
I recently read an article from Steve-O. Now, Steve-O used to be big into drugs, but now he's sober.
Now he's got fake teeth
But he
because of the drugs.
he said he was gonna do
Because he was
some amazing stunt, and he said it was gonna be the fuck. I can't even pronounce this.
You would have to be on drugs to do some of the shit they
I can't
did.
even pronounce
Yep.
this right now.
That's what got him started.
What's the word? Where's it at?
I probably didn't.
He
even
didn't
spell
write it
right.
down.
Where's it at, right here?
For some reason, Frank still decides
Anesthetic.
to write in cursive.
Anesthetic?
Cursive is dead.
Or aesthetics?
Anesthetic. That's when you put someone to sleep to do surgery on them,
Yeah.
right?
Anesthesia.
Anesthesia Olympics. Boom, nailed it.
What?
He was gonna do the what was the word?
Anesthesia.
Olympics. Boom, nailed it again.
No, you did.
So they were gonna inject him, and then he was gonna attempt immediately after injected to like ride a bike or to do a pole vault or to run a race or something. This was his idea. It's like the most dangerous stunt ever. It's crazy. But when I read this article and heard about it, like this is retarded. He's gonna pass out in like 10 seconds. Even if he's trying to ride a bike, he's just gonna ride the bike and it's just gonna crash. Like this, it's not gonna work out.
It will. It depends on how much anesthetic.
Anesthesia.
No, anesthesia is what it is.
Yeah. It's
How much of the
Have
anesthetic
you ever
give
been
to a
put
person.
under?
Wait,
Yeah.
an anesthetic?
Anesthesia.
Anesthesia is the process.
Who's been put on?
Yes.
I've been put under.
Anesthesia is the
I've been
process, and anesthetic is the drug.
Yes.
An
I don't think
anesthesiologist
that's
is
right.
the person.
The person.
Good job, Frank.
Is it like Pocahontas?
Thank Pocahontas was a
Oh
12-year-old.
my gosh.
Pocahontas was a 12-year-old girl that
She was
married a
14.
fucking
She was 14.
30-year-old.
She was 14.
Gross.
14.
It's still. I don't care how you're looking at it.
It's irrelevant, but
Yeah,
she
I'm
was 14.
Yeah,
Drinking
Fast
fire
forward
water.
the age, though. I am curious under that. Fast forward the age. What if he was like 30 and she was...
John
what if she was 30 and he was
Smith
45?
was a pedophile, is all I'm saying.
Is
In
that...
the same sense, it's still a story.
So Spider-Man 3.
There was no good segue there.
Just
That was a
jumped.
smooth one.
Jumped.
Spider-Man 3 came up on Netflix the other day. And I'm like, alright, I'll watch this piece of shit. And I got halfway through before I had to turn it off
It was
because,
the worst one ever.
oh my god, is it bad.
It was the worst.
Like,
Spider-Man
I
ever.
knew it was bad. But it was so bad. Once he got the black suit and then started to act like a, I'm doing air quotes again, bad boy. Oh my god. I could have killed myself.
They're coming out with a Venom movie.
They are.
See, they need to. That's what they need to do on that side of the world. There.
Oh yeah.
They have all the badass villains.
They had none of them in any of the Spider-Man movies. You need to bring in Carnage. Carnage was probably the worst one. Venom actually worked on Spider-Man's side.
See, I feel like they need to work their way up with some smaller but badass.
They did,
people,
but they changed that in the new Spider-Mans.
Right. But see,
how many
the whole
Spider-Mans
thing
have there been?
Marvel's gonna have a whole relapse here. They're gonna redo everything again.
There was Tobey Maguire. There was someone else, and then there was someone else that was in Infinity War. Spider-Man was the last one to disintegrate.
I liked the one that was in Infinity War. He was pretty funny. He was like clumsy and klutzy.
Tom Holland or something?
Tom Holland is his name, yeah.
I liked him.
He disintegrated though in the end. Spoiler alert. If you didn't watch it, fuck you.
I don't remember him disintegrating. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
He was like the last one to disintegrate. He was
yes, I remember.
Clutching Tony Stark like, I don't want to go.
I know. It was sad.
I did like how they kind of tried to focus on Thanos more than, to get
No, they should have just taken the glove off. I mean, they were right
They
there.
tried to take the glove off. The
They
other
should have
guy.
gone it further.
Okay.
It's less dramatic, and then he doesn't do what he does if he does not have that glove on.
But the whole point of that, to me,
and the whole fact that Doctor Who was like, I'm not going to die for you. I'm not going to die for you.
Doctor Who is not a character in Marvel.
Where the heck did that come from?
Doctor Strange.
Doctor
Who.
One fish, two fish. One hawk,
Doctor
two
Strange.
hawks.
You go back in that movie though.
Wait, let's talk.
Let's
talk conspiracy theories. Why?
He's in charge. This is his show.
Why was the Hawk not coming out? I read a bunch of things that said that the Hawk wasn't really the Hawk. It was Loki, obviously, just pretending to be him.
What are you talking about?
Loki was pretending to be the Hawk.
The Hawk was scared. He got his ass beat.
Right, Hawk, but the Hawk never came out.
Yeah, because he was scared. He got his ass beat at the beginning.
It wasn't really the Hawk.
You're not watching?
It was Loki.
No,
Loki
it wasn't
died.
Loki.
He's a trickster. He's the Maxter's trickster.
No,
in the
because the
past
Hulk kept
4
trying to
movies,
come out.
in the past 4 movies, he died 4 times.
And the Hulk did come out at the end.
He only died one time in the past 4 movies.
The Hulk did
Like
come
4
out
times.
at the end.
One time.
He didn't come out at the end. What are you talking
Yes,
about?
he did.
When?
He came out at the end when they were in the Black Panther area.
Nope,
Yes, he did, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, and
Yes,
Black
he did.
Panther.
Yeah.
He didn't die until the Infinity Wars.
That's right.
No. In Infinity Wars, he came out to fight at like the very last battle when they break through the barrier to Uganda.
No.
He
Yes,
becomes
he
Hulk.
did.
The Hawk did not come out.
Yes, he did.
He did. Oh my
It's 3
god.
against
What the
1,
fuck
you
are you talking
lose.
about? No, you guys are just wrong.
Wait.
You're wrong.
I watched the goddamn movie.
Explain that one more time.
I thought the
Infinity
Hulk.
Wars?
Yes.
No.
Oh no, you're right.
Thor
no,
in
he
did
didn't.
not.
He was in the suit.
He was
He
in
was in the
He was in the Hulk
in
suit.
Thor
No,
Ragnarok.
but he turned into Hulk after the Hulk suit was destroyed.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
How did this become 3 against 1 on Frank and now it's 3 against 1 on me? What
Because
the shit?
I
did
watched the
not.
movie like 3 times. I don't know what the fuck happened.
He did not turn into the Hulk at all because he was still afraid to change
Because he's not actually the Hawk. He's just Loki in disguise.
Well, the Hulk kept trying to come out. He was like changing on his face and then going back.
Loki
and
died like
changing.
6 times. He didn't really die. He's pretending. He is the god of trickster stuff.
That's your conspiracy theory happening right now, Frank. It's not true. I have to urinate.
I'm sure everybody needed to know that.
You all need to know that.
Pee out the door.
Not peeing out the door.
Pee out the door.
Did that enough on the camping weekend that Frank didn't go to.
Shit. Now what? Blah 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 blah. I wanted to talk about Eminem's new album. I got to talk
I
to
knew
Jake
you were
about
going to bring
that.
that up.
Jake's a fan of Eminem. Come back, motherfucker. Did you know that Hulk Hogan made an appearance in Gremlins 2?
I don't even remember if I knew that there was a Gremlins 2.
I missed the entire conversation. What?
I have this...
Do you remember Gremlins 2? barely remember Gremlins.
I remember Gremlins. And
I remember
that
it
there
like
was
a
two.
little bit. You know, Don't Get 'Em Wet and Gizmo was adorable, and the rest of them were hideous.
Howie Mandel did Gizmo's voice. Did you know that?
I did not. All right, Jake, you gotta be in here for this Eminem conversation with their rap battles and whatnot.
What? Fuck that rat bottom. Fuck it.
Right?
Jake,
It's
did
a
you
publicity stunt.
did you hear Eminem's new album?
I did not.
You didn't?
I haven't.
Are you out?
No, I'm actually. This is one past my limit.
You didn't hear his new
So
album?
you're not out, you're just taking mine?
I'm just taking one. This
Kamikaze.
is the last one before I go to bed.
Oh, okay.
Kamikaze. The one that just released.
The one that just released? No. I haven't listened to it.
I haven't listened to it either.
Haven't gotten it.
None of them?
No.
Kamikaze.
I might have listened to
Just because
probably
you
a
say
song, but
kamikaze again doesn't mean it's going to change his opinion. Or his
doesn't
whether
mean
he's
I
seen
haven't
it or
heard
not.
any of the songs.
or
Doesn't
not.
mean it's. I haven't put them all together. That's part of his new album.
All right, fine.
I don't listen to rap, so
No rap at all.
no. Like I said, I liked Eminem, like his first album or two when I was 16.
What about the Catch Me Outside girl?
Why are we bringing
What-
that
yeah.
bitch up again?
Because
She hasn't died yet.
no, she's a famous rapper now. What are you talking about?
What?
She needs.
She goes as Bad Baby. She's 15.
She's an idiot.
And she has 14 million views on every single one of her songs.
That's horrible.
From Dr. Phil to Super Famous.
That's horrible.
I found myself listening to some of these songs in my car.
Shocker. I'm not really shocked by that, really.
You haven't listened to the one?
No.
She's like, hi bitch, hi bitch, hi. I mean,
That's such a
it
song.
just repeats the same
God,
thing.
she's so talented. Oh my God.
That's the end.
Hi,
of that.
bitch. Hi, bitch. Hi, bitch. Good job. Yeah, good job. Can you say more than 4 words in a
what's
song?
sad
Dude,
is
I don't understand how the
she
fuck
made
this
money
happened.
off of this.
She went
That's
from
what's
Dr.
sad.
Phil to be. She
She
calls
got
herself.
famous because she made a fool of herself
She-
saying, catch me out, whatever she said. It wasn't even catch me
She
outside.
is a bad girl.
No, she's not. She's a moron.
She is.
That
She described herself
Has-
as a violent, potty mouth little girl and says she's always been a nightmare.
yeah, good for her. That's props.
But she's cashing in on this. She's worth
Yeah.
millions of dollars now. What are you talking about?
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's
Good for
because
her.
that becomes-
She's so talented.
Society is so retarded, they put all of her money into someone who is like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
That is why she's rich.
I agree with what you're saying, but these are the people that are famous.
Or she hired some really good marketers who marketed her well enough.
First person to market her wasn't that good of a marketer.
Or were
But-
they?
True. That is
No,
a
it's
play
because she
there.
went viral on
really?
Facebook because everybody's making fun of her.
Yeah.
True.
That was the point.
That's how you go viral, is be something so heinous that people keep watching it, and then all of a sudden somebody comes in
Making
there.
fun of you.
Oh, wait a minute. Did we just circle back around to Jackass?
Exactly. Oh, circle.
Oh, man.
Where's
So,
this segue? Rolling down. the
He's
street.
still reading his notes.
I was going to ask about what you guys thought of Ronda Rousey.
She said. I was gonna say she's hot, but then she actually didn't turn into that. When she was actually a good fighter, that's when she was hot.
So you want her to kick your ass? Is that what you're saying?
I would like to spar with her, yes.
You want her to lay
Would you
down
hit her?
and then
You would punch a girl in the face?
Yeah, because she would punch me in the face.
So if
That
I
was why
punched
it
you in
was
the
fun.
face, you would punch me in the
No.
face?
See, that's not the same,
Why not?
because we're not sparring.
What if we
Everyone's-
were?
You're just being violent.
everyone's smoking. Can I smoke?
No.
You're not allowed.
Fuck.
Because you're so adamant on our last one saying, I didn't smoke a single cigarette during this whole time. And now you want one?
good for you.
Here you go, Frank. Instigator. You gonna smoke
No, Jake.
These are menthol. I don't like menthol.
it? Alright, yeah, I get one then.
Oh, wait, you have to crack it to make it menthol.
Bad
You
Jake.
give it up? Or you give it up?
Give me this lighter.
You just give it up.
Well. You're not
Oh.
training.
Frankie.
You're not training the puppy. Bad Jake.
Bad Jake.
Need the
That's how
spray
you-
bottle.
That's how you teach them when they're
He
bad.
just gave me a cigarette, this motherfucker. I haven't smoked in 2 weeks.
It's only been 2 weeks?
Whatever the last time I was over here. Was it just a week?
Did you smoke the last time you were over here?
Yeah, I think I took a couple hits of yours, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you stole mine.
I just took it out of your hand, just a couple hits. Anyway, did you know that Ronda Rousey went to the WWE? She's not doing the UFC anymore. She's just doing wrestling.
Because she got into the acting. And then that brought her to the WWE, which is all straight acting. And how to do your stuff. She's good at what she did, but then now she's got into the acting portion to where it's a lot easier for her, I guess, because she got her ass beat.
Alright, I gotta call it a night here.
You got 5 minutes.
You got 5 minutes.
Nope. I'm sorry.
Alright, give me my
I've
puppy.
got a pounding headache.
How do you have a headache?
Because
Dude,
he's
I've
been
had
working
a
all day.
headache for days. Hasn't gone away.
Oh, really? Oh, hi,
Across,
sweetheart.
across the break.
It's okay.
Alright, man. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Alright, James. I don't know if I'll see you in the morning, bud.
Yeah, probably not. I'll be up. I'm gone.
I probably will. I'm sure
Love you.
Logan will wake me up.
Love you, puppy. Sweet dreams. Both of you.
And that was the lovey-dovey section of Frank's
Wow.
podcast.
Great. Real family time. I don't know what else to talk about.
Well, you only got 4 minutes. You can end it.
I get yeah. This is a good time to end it. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Does
Adios.
anyone have any last words?
Nope.
Dun-dun-dun.
I'll play my outro song. Oh yeah.
Are we still recording?
Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Peace out. I love you.